alternate Commissioner Nisley, alternate Commissioner Starsky,
Here.
Chair Burris.
Here.
All right, there's a quorum.
Thank you very much. And now we'll look at changes and approval of the agenda. Michelle, do we have any changes to the?
Yes, we do have a chair, or Chair Gustafson.
That's okay.
We do have changes. It's for the minutes of the last meeting. We wanted to clarify some direction from the commission on the municipal service review schedule, and it should be on your dais.
Okay, but that's on just on the
consent,
minutes on the
yes.
consent calendar. Okay,
But that's the only change.
okay. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Now is our time for public comments. This is the opportunity to address the commission on any items that are not on today's agenda. Do we have any public comment? And if you're on Zoom, you can raise your hand and we'll take your comments.
Amy, can you make sure you're not muted? You were muted earlier. Oh, no, it's okay. Thank you.
Are we seeing any hands raised on the public from the public? I didn't see any when you were up there. Again, I'll ask if any of the members of the public want to address us that are on the Zoom, please raise your hand. Okay, I'm not seeing any unless Amy, you. I did see Josh on that list. Okay, so Josh has joined us. We might want to, I think when you called the roll, he wasn't on. Okay, we'll close public comment then and we'll go on to our consent calendar. As Michelle noted on our minutes, we have a suggested change, revision on for the consent calendar, and then we have a financial report.
You want to take those items separately or no?
I don't know. I'd ask you whether we need to, since we're amending the one, perhaps.
Okay, we can take them separately.
Okay. So do I have any public comment on this item? Any board member questions on either of the consent calendar items? And do I have any public comment on the consent calendar items? It's always a good sound. Amy, I don't see you saying that there's any public comment. Okay, then
Chair,
we'll,
Before
yes.
you proceed, I'd like to mention that even though I didn't attend that meeting, I did review the complete replay and intend to vote. I
Okay,
support the proposed amendment and would make that a motion.
well, sounds like a motion unless
All right.
somebody else wanted to make one. Okay, do I have a
I'll
second?
second. I'll second Alpine.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
And because we have members on Zoom, why don't we do a roll call on this?
All right, Commissioner Alpine,
Yes.
Commissioner Mendonça,
Yes.
Commissioner Rohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens, Commissioner Wygant.
Yes.
Alternate Commissioner Holmes. I'm sorry, alternate Commissioner Nisley and Chair Burris
Yes.
and Vice Chair Gustafson.
Yes, thank you. And then we'll move to consent item 5B, financial report for June 2022. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, roll call again.
Commissioner Alpine,
Yes.
Commissioner Mendonça,
Yes.
Commissioner Rohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens, Commissioner Wygant. Alternate Commissioner Nisley, Chair Burris,
Yes.
and Vice Chair Gustafson.
Yes. Sorry, Amy, we're gonna put you to work when we have people on Zoom from the commission. Okay, we'll move to item 6, then. This is our business item today. We have 2 items. 6A is the LAFCO project number 2022-03 Municipal Service Review and Sphere of Influence Study of Fire Agencies in Western Placer County. Michelle, I'll turn this over to you.
Thank you, Chair Gustafson. I just, before I forget, I wanted to mention that we did have several individuals take the time and review the proposal before you. I wanted to recognize and thank Chief Doer from the South Placer Fire Protection District, Chief Spencer from the City of Auburn. Oh, and I should mention that Chief Doer is also the chief for the City of Loomis. So he serves both roles. And then Chief Estes with CAL FIRE, John Poland with the Sacramento Sierra Vista EMS, and also Dom Casey with the city manager for Roseville. And they were supportive of both the scope and then the amended scope that is before you today. But as I mentioned, I did review it with those individuals, and before even getting to that part of the process, I spoke to a number of different professionals, fire professionals, to put together the RFP. And then the RFP that was submitted, the original, came in from AP Triton, about 10,000 less than the one that's before you. The reason why it increased $10,000 is that the fire chiefs felt that we needed to include information with dispatch and dispatch related technology. So that's the item 2J in the scope, about page 30 of the report. And they did subsequently receive those amendments and had no further requests. So my recommendation is for the commission to authorize me to enter into contract with AP Triton and begin the study as soon as possible.
Hey, thank you, Michelle. Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments?
Yes. I had a question. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. In your staff report, you indicated that the scope of services had changed after you talked with fire chiefs. And I was curious about whether or not there was going to be an opportunity, if it arises relatively early in the study process of putting it together, for other amendments to be considered.
Absolutely. We can change tonight. And then if there's something that we need to include very early in the process, I can certainly bring it back to the commission to take a look at and receive your direction.
Right. And then there was one other question on page 35 of the project scope of work. Under the project schedule, there's section 1. Let people get caught up. Development of criteria determinations. I had a question about what is the basis for criteria determinations? What is that?
So the way that I wrote the RFP was that I wanted the consultant to look at the national standards,
Okay.
NFPA 1710 for the urban areas, 1720 for the more rural areas. And then also if there were, other nationally recognized standards that we could take a look at, OSHA, with the 2 in, 2 out, et cetera, things of that nature.
Okay, thanks. And then only one other question, and it was regarding the circulation of the draft. It's on page 44, task 4B and 4C. It's a 21-day review period.
Oh,
And that seemed kind of tight to be able to get that to jurisdictions' agendas.
I agree. That's the minimum requirement by law is 21 days. My past experiences, we always did at least 30 days, so that it gives everyone time to meet. But I do realize that some of the fire district boards may not be meeting monthly, so I'll take a look at that.
Great, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Are there other questions or comments? Anybody on Zoom, either Chair Burris or Josh, do you have comments or questions on the scope?
No questions.
No questions at this time.
Great. I had one and I wanted to, the consultants aren't available, right? They're not here to, Called in.
I believe they're not.
so this might be just a question that either you could answer or we could consider. On the capital facilities and apparatus on page 40, it talks about the current status of current major capital assets, and analyze the needs relative to the existing conditions. And I think we always in local government are looking at also future conditions of growth and demand for services and making sure as we evolve any services that we're looking at the ability for the equipment to be stored and maintained, as well as appropriate administrative offices, et cetera. So just wanting to make sure that we're not just looking at what's here today. If there's a particular area that has potential for growth, that we're looking at that as well.
Okay. I will make sure.
Okay, if there's no other questions from the board, then I'd look to the public for any public comment on this item. I can't roll out a red carpet, guys. Oh, I'll try. I mean. Oh, hold on, I have like command of a lot of things here today, so let me make sure I've got you. Okay, is that on?
I don't know.
Yes,
Is
it is. There you go.
My name is Bill Carl. I'm the chair of the Newcastle Fire Protection District. I just had one very simple question. I'm sure Michelle can answer it. What, with the commission's cooperation, we fully intend to be submitting a application for reorganization on behalf of the Placer Hills and Newcastle Fire District while this study is going forward. So I was curious, what will be the role of those two agencies in relation to the study? We will, of course, be the subject of the study. Are we also stakeholders?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So we are both looked at and look back and ask questions.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. That's as tough as I can get today.
Any public comment on it? Any
the
words of
report?
wisdom today?
Well, you know, it's dangerous to invite me to.
I know, but I thought, given your previous role here, that we should hear from you.
It was kind of you to keep it that short. I wouldn't have chosen other words. Anyway, what I would say about it is, this is, in my experience with applications for this kind of study, a very professional presentation. There are a lot of people who are doing this kind of work who don't approach the assignment with the kind of specificity and real detail that you're being provided by this company. So I look forward to a very terrific experience with them and commend the staff for finding them, although they seem to be involved in an awful lot of what's already going on. So that's the best I can do.
Great, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Anyone else in our audience physically present? There's 4 more out there. You didn't drive over here just for entertainment today, right? Okay, Not seeing any there. Are there any public comments online on Zoom? Okay. Again, people are on Zoom, but not wanting to talk to us about our items of business or public comment. That's always interesting. Okay, then I'd entertain a motion to approve this item.
Second.
Mr. Stevens, thank you. Commissioner Stevens. Yes. Yep, they did a good job. Okay, roll call vote.
All right, Commissioner Alpine,
Yes.
Commissioner Mendonça,
Yes.
Commissioner Rohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes.
Commissioner Weigand.
Yeah.
Alternate Commissioner Nicely. Chair Burris
Yes.
and Vice Chair Gustafson.
Yes. Thank you very much. So approved. We'll move on then to 6B, Executive Officer's Report.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just going to quickly go over some new items since we last met. We have an election going for our alternate special district seat. The ballots are due by Thursday, the 22nd at 4 p.m. We do have 3 candidates. And then we've issued a RFP for legal counsel with the resignation of our friend Bill here. And we have the deadline for submissions, September 30th, 2022. I did send it to LAFCO and also I had them posted on their website and had it sent to their list of consultants and legal counsels. And then we sent it to other legal counsels as well that specialize in LAFCO. And then tomorrow, I just want to let you know that I'll be on North Tahoe on a tour. It's going to be Tahoe City PUD, North Tahoe PUD, and North Tahoe Fire Protection District. They're doing a workshop on preparing our community for wildfire. So that'll be exciting. So I should be there.
Hopefully it won't be too smoky.
Yes.
Either of you.
So for today, anyway, they said that everything looks okay. So far, so good.
Yeah.
That concludes my presentation, unless you have any questions. Oh, one more thing. I meant to mention that yesterday I gave a presentation at the City of Loomis. It's a LAFCO 101 presentation. They're going through a general plan update and had some questions about their sphere. And it went for quite a while. So I think it went pretty well. I hope.
Great, thank you. Any questions for Michelle? Okay, any public comment on this item? Okay, thank you. Now we're on to item 7 on our agenda, commissioner comments.
Nope.
Okay, Josh or Trinity, any comments?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
None for me either.
Thank you. Okay, then we'll close our public meeting and enter into closed session. Bill, do you have a script that you read? I'm so used to county council taking us into closed session.
No, I mean, it's on the agenda as a closed session with your labor negotiators. So, and to receive, purpose of that under the code section is for you to receive direction from the chair and the vice chair regarding negotiations with your executive officer. So it would just be the commission and the members who are online, so they can participate as well. As you know, there's an attorney general opinion that has opined that the alternate LAFCO members generally cannot attend closed sessions, but the reasoning behind that opinion is just for when the alternate members will not participate in any final decision regarding that. So it's been my position that it's appropriate for alternates to attend matters directly affecting the executive officer because the alternates do weigh in on that. So such as evaluations, I think this would fall under that as well. So I think the commission members and the alternates can attend. I'm going to leave it up to the tech people to make sure that the public is closed out from the executive session and that only the board members are able to participate online.
Great, thank you. We're back in open session. Okay, report from closed session. No action was taken. Direction was given to the negotiators. How's that?
Correct.
Okay, then we'll move on to item 10, employment contract review, executive officer. Michelle, is this amendment? I have it in front of me. Does everybody have it?
Oh, no, that was what was approved at the last meeting. We just need to sign and submit it to HR.
Okay,
So that's already been approved
by the board.
by the commission.
Has HR approved this?
No,
Okay,
it has not gone to HR.
okay. So Trinity and I will discuss with you some other items as we negotiate from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what to do if it hasn't already been approved by HR, then our thought was we need to make sure it complies with their
Policies.
policies.
Okay, so I will submit to HR the adopted minutes and the contract as well as an evaluation. And then we'll see what they say. I did find out verbally that they are not able to do that because it's not in the county code. It's not allowed for county employees, but I'm not a county employee. So we'll have to work that out with them.
I think we have an alternative plan that we discussed, and I think Trinity and I have been directed
Okay.
to talk to you about that.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
Can I ask you one question? Did personnel tell you that this is the process by which we submit this, or?
Well, no, they asked me to submit a signed evaluation, but it's that's for an employee. And what I explained is I have a contract, and so we need to go with the usual process of a contract, which is when you amend a contract, you sign an amendment and you submit it. That's what we did in my last LAFCO for
So if we were,
personnel.
so if this board approves this amendment to your contract, would you submit that amendment with your evaluation to personnel to incorporate? Is that how you basically?
Right, so.
But if they reject it for some reason, I think the intention of the board, at least last time, was very clear that what we did in the amendment is what we intended you. But if they reject it for some reason, in violation of their rules or their regulations, in spite of it being a contract, are you cool with that fact that may occur and then we'd have to re-step this up? Or are you saying if we submit it as a contract addendum, if it's a contract, I'm not even sure why it's going to personnel, but because it should go to admin.
I
but
think it's so that they can enter the salary information.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so it sounds like this isn't, we've already approved this.
Yes.
And this is a signature that basically I did not provide to date. Does it require board direction?
no, it does not. It's already been approved by the
Okay.
commission at the last meeting. We just need the chair or the vice chair to sign so we can submit it to our HR.
So then, Bill, I'm seeking your advice, but my thought is it's a process. So if we submit it this way, she's following the process, which is the process we followed when we brought her here. Do you think they'll, and just to wait to see if there's some kickback from them on that? Or do you think we ought to wait and?
Well, I guess I misunderstood what this item was on about. Because my understanding of the last board meeting was what was approved was to move from a step 8 to a step 10. And that doesn't necessarily require a contract amendment. And that is what personnel had some issues with, saying that that doesn't comply with our normal step increase program, which requires that you only move one step at a time.
Right, but
And-
with the director's comments to me, we're saying we're approaching this from a contract perspective, not necessarily a employee.
Yeah, if we do it as a contract amendment, then I don't know, frankly, I haven't discussed this with personnel. I don't know if there's some provision that they expect you to go through to amend contracts, because the existing contract does provide, and I mean, that even though Michelle is that she falls under your direction as an at-will employee, subject to your control and direction, she is a county employee. So to that extent, she's under the county rules and regulations. She receives their health plan. She receives the PERS entitlements and this and that. So I don't know. I don't see any harm in signing this and submitting it. I don't know, but I don't know, and I cannot say whether or not personnel will process it. I don't know.
So I think with my recommendation would be, since if you submit the minutes, which show that we've approved this.
Yes.
And you submit the contract addendum, which to me turns it into a employment contract, then see what they do.
Right, and this is what we did for every single year at my last LAFCO. It's, the commission approves the what the executive officer and what, then I was the senior analyst, and what we were paid and our benefits. And yes, there was a period of time where it matched the county, and then we completely got away from that. So yes, we were under the county umbrella for benefits because it was cheaper and easier. But we weren't county employees.
But as an analyst, you weren't under a contract.
No, but the commission dictates how much it pays its employees.
Yeah.
And so the executive officer was under a contract. And then for me, they would just announce, hey, Michelle gets blah, 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 or, the senior analyst. And then we would submit, the minutes, we called it PAF, personnel action form. And, it outlined the direction of the commission.
I think the difference here is your contract employee with this agency. So that might be, to me, that's a major distinction. But I, again, don't know the county rules. They may kick it all back. Good luck. You can't do that.
Well, let's
Well,
find out.
Let's
So I have some feedback. I would be inclined to see this signed today, as this is us signing a decision that we've already made. Submit it to the county, and then any conversation from there I'd like to see taken up with Cindy, I, and Michelle specifically, because the last conversations that were had, Cindy and I were not included. I don't know why we weren't included, but it definitely makes the communication loop extremely difficult to navigate. And since this commission's already formed that subcommittee for this discussion, I would like to see us sign this, submit it, and then take up that discussion immediately and directly with the county.
Okay. So do we need a motion on this?
Wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll move it.
okay.
Yeah,
Robert
I'll
will second it. Amy, will you call the roll?
All right, Commissioner Alpine,
Yes.
Commissioner Mendonça,
Yes.
Commissioner Rohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Stevens.
Yes.
Commissioner Weigand.
Yep.
Alternate Commissioner Nicely. Chair Burris
Yes.
and Vice Chair Gustafson.
Yes. Thank you. I think that concludes our business for today, and we can stand adjourned at 10 minutes after 5 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay.
All right,
Thank you.